Here is a complete tutorial about Wise. How exactly do you send money through Wise today? The first thing we need to do obviously is have our account and of course also have an available balance to be able to send, although this isn't necessarily a mandatory requirement because we can also send money from the cards we have linked. I'll show you how in a moment. Let's say you have a balance here, so what you do is click on send right here on this green button. When you click on send, a prompt will appear here asking who you want to send money to. I already have some accounts linked here, but what you can do is click where it says add a new recipient to your list. So you click right there, and remember that you'll be able to send money to a specific list of supported countries, not all of them. And most importantly, when sending the money, it is absolutely essential to double check that the account you choose can receive the currency you select from the available options. For example, if you're going to send money to an account that only receives Mexican pesos, then you won't be able to send Argentine pesos, for instance. So it's important that you make the right selection here. So let's suppose here that I'm going to send money to an account in Colombian pesos. I click here and it tells us that we can enter or deposit or provide the bank account details in order to send the money. We click there and here it says, who is the recipient? In a situation like this one, we can send the money to ourselves or simply to a completely different person. But before moving on here, it is important to remember that what we can also do is, in case the currency we want to send is available as a balance within Wise, we can choose to send it that way as well. For example, if I were to send dollars, it tells me that I can send the dollars through Wise itself, but if I send Colombian pesos, it tells me that I can send the money, but only through a bank account that accepts Colombian pesos. So I'll select that option there, and then here I'll indicate that I'm going to send it to another person. Here we have to enter their email address, though this is optional. Why? Because this is simply to notify the person that we've sent them the money, and so they can track the money once it arrives and has been sent to them. So this is important. Then, what is absolutely essential is to provide the complete and detailed information of the individual who will receive the money. First, we need to enter the person's name, including their last names. And if they have 2 first names or 2 last names, the entire full name should go here. Next, the bank name. In this case, since I am in Colombia, it only allows me to send money to bank accounts in Colombia, specifically to Bancolombia, which is a bank here. And you might be wondering why, in case you're from Colombia. It's because they have an exclusive partnership with Bancolombia and you can't send money to any other bank account. So the recommendation is that if you don't have an account here, you should open one, and if you do have an account, then use it. And if you don't have an account, you can also do something else, which is to ask a close friend or family member who has a Bancolombia account if they can receive the money for you and then transfer it to you afterwards. Next, here we have the recipient's account number, so we just enter it exactly as it is. Next, the type of account. For Latin America, generally they are always savings accounts, so we select savings and then enter the phone number of the person who will receive the money. Again, this is mainly for notifications to let them know, look, your money has been sent or has arrived, and that's it. Next, here we have these options which are for entering the country code prefix. So here you can search for Colombia. In this case, well, here call and it will show you that it's +57 and you would enter the number. Next, the type of ID, meaning the type of document that identifies this person. So there's the national ID, which is basically like the citizenship card, in this case in Colombia, but in other countries it's called DNI. Then there's the foreign ID card in case the person is registered in the country but is from abroad, and then the identity card, which is for cases where the account to which we are sending the money belongs to a minor, and finally the passport. Similarly, this section here might look different for you depending on the country you're from, and there you simply choose the one that applies. I'm going to choose this first one, and then we have to enter the number of the document we selected here, and that's it. Next, here we have to finally choose the country of the person who will receive the money. So in this case, it would be someone from Colombia, and for the city, you can enter, for example, Bogota here. Then the address, meaning the physical address of the person. So you can enter any address here, or, well, in this case, specifically the address of the person. And in postcode, that's the postal code. You can look this up on the internet. You can search for what is my postal code, and that's it. Then you just add it. Then once you have already set up the account, it will allow you to send the money, and you can enter here, for example, that you want to send $100, and it will automatically tell you how much that will be in the currency you are sending to, which in this case would be Colombian pesos. And as you saw earlier, I don't have a balance in Wise, so what it recommends is that I pay with a credit card, which is a credit card I linked previously. Here I can click on change and you'll see that it shows I don't have any money in my Wise balance, but then it shows me other credit cards I can use to send money from there or directly from bank accounts I've linked to Wise. Then if you don't have any, don't worry. To add one, just scroll down and here it says other methods. So you can opt to use a credit card, you can connect a bank account via ACH, which are bank accounts located specifically in the United States. You can do a wire transfer or an international transfer, but that's significantly more expensive for most users, so I don't recommend it. And then there's a debit card, which has a lower fee because as you can see, the credit card fee is $10.52, while the debit card fee is $5.75. But clearly the best option here would be to have a balance available right there in Wise so you can send money directly from your account and convert it that way. And as you can see here, this would be the final amount you would receive, and you can simply indicate here when you want to receive the money. If you want to receive it right away, just leave it as is, and if you want to schedule it to be sent on a specific date, like schedule payments, then you just choose a date here. And when you're done here, you just click continue. Here you might run into a problem, and that is if you click continue, you'll probably see an error pop up like what happened to me. I'm going to send to an account in Bancolombia, as I mentioned, and you don't have automatic deposit enabled. This is basically an option within the bank that allows you to receive money automatically, whereas if you have it set to manual, it won't let you accept this. So, well, that's something important to keep in mind. If you're from another country, this option might not appear for you and you might not get this error, so don't worry. You simply click on pay, you'll see pay appear here, and then the money will be sent and you'll be able to check it. Then that's how you send money through Wise. How do you add money to your Wise account, or how do you receive money in your Wise account? To begin with, it is absolutely essential for you to understand and identify exactly in which currency you will receive the money, and whether Wise currently provides the specific feature to have a bank account in that specific currency. And how do we find this out? Look, here I have Canadian dollars, pounds, and Mexican pesos. Look, right here, just where the balance appears, it shows me that in this case, I do have a bank account where I will receive the money, and here I also have a bank account. But for Mexican pesos, I don't have an account available to receive Mexican pesos, so in that case, it won't be possible. For this example, we're going to use US dollars just as they are to see how to receive money from the United States, which is what the vast majority of people use. However, the process is the same for all the demos. You're probably wondering why this shows up for you and not for me. Don't worry, just go to the sections end and click and add another currency to your account. Así sin we tap there on that plus sign, and what we're going to do here is open a balance. So let's open it. We click there on the button that says open, and here it shows us all the currencies for which we can open a balance. Remember that not all of these here have the option to open an account to receive money, not all of them. So the recommended thing is to open the account and check if it has that option or not, or right here, look, you can see it here. Currencies that do not have specific account details include the Chilean peso, the Costa Rican colon, and another example is the Uruguayan peso, and as we saw earlier, the Mexican peso. And for the rest, as we can see here, these do have account details, but not all of them appear because, as you saw earlier, I already have other accounts added. So in this case, what you would do is add, if you want to receive US dollars, then select the dollar here and simply click confirm and the balance will be opened. Now, once you've done this, your balance will appear here, in my case, in dollars. So I click there, and what happens is that my dollar balance opens up, and this is what I will have available. Here I have $0 available. What am I going to do here? I'm going to click where these numbers appear, where the account number is shown. And if these numbers don't appear for you, you'll go to the right where it says request or solicitar. And here your dollar account details will show up, including the last digits of your account, which is basically the same as what appears here. You select that option, and then your account details will appear here, as you can see. So if the person who is going to pay you is paying directly from the United States, you can send them this information. You can provide your full name, the ACH or routing number, the account number, the account type, the bank name, and the bank address. And with this information, you can directly receive the money in your account without any issues. But be careful, this is only if someone is going to send you money within the United States to your account in the United States, which is this account here. But it could be that you don't want to receive money from within the US, but instead you want to receive money in the United States, for example, from an account in Europe, which might not be ideal, since for that you could open an account in another currency like the British pound. But if you do want to do it this way, then you choose this option called Global SWIFT, which is for funding your account from outside the United States into a dollar account, which is this one. As you can see, the information is practically the same. The only thing that changes is this SWIFT code. Now, regarding the commission, you can see it listed further down here, and it's $6.11. That is the fee or the commission they will charge us for this transfer. And please note that the transfer can take up to 5 business days to receive the money or 5 working days depending on what it is called in your country. Simply once you send this information to the person who is going to pay you, they will make the transfer and you just have to wait for the money to arrive. Now, another way you can send this information is by clicking here where it says request a payment. What you'll do is directly request through a link for someone to pay, for example, here to anyone. Here it generates the tag for me, so I'm going to activate it, and here I simply copy the link. Look, if I open an incognito window, I'll show you right here. Look, my name appears here, and what it tells the person is that they can sign up for Wise to pay you from their Wise account directly from their balance. That way it's super easy for the other person too. And the last way to receive money in your Wise account is simply by giving out your email address. So you give the email address you registered with and the person will send you the money. When they're ready to send the money, they click here where it says send, the green button. What they do here is enter your email address in the initial field and the money will automatically be sent to your balance within Wise. And that's how you can top up or receive money in your Wise account.